Has anybody noticed that expectation is the root of our problem, or is it a me problem? Is it a me problem? Expectation is the root of all our problem. Expectation is what parents have towards children, because now they want you to obey them and do everything they tell you blindly. Expectation is what the society has towards every individual that exists. Expectation is what children have towards their parents, to care for them, to provide for them, to protect them, to do all those things. Expectation is something that I have towards life and you have it towards life. Like, you're expecting that tomorrow is going to be this, tomorrow is going to do this. You're expecting that time comes where you become this, you get this, you have this, you live this. Expectation. Charlie, expectation is what you have towards your friend. You want them to be loyal, you want them to, keep certain secrets. Expectation is what you have towards your worker or your boss. Expecting them to pay you when the month is over, and they're expecting you to work your ass off. Expectation is what we entrepreneurs have. Okay, I'm not an entrepreneur yet, I'm a content creator, so expectation is what I have as a content creator, to attract audience to come watch me, but audience that are waking up, not anyhow audience. Like, as I'm elevating, my expectation is to attract people that are elevating, to people that are expanding their mind, just realizing that their mind can take a lot and the universe can become a lot. Expectation. But anyways, expectation is something I want to talk about today, okay? Because expectation fucked up my life, and maybe it's a me problem. Maybe it is a we problem. But let's just talk about expectation. Now, everything I'll be saying will be coming from a personal point of view, like it's going to be coming from my experience. So I can only talk about the things I've experienced, okay? And I'm going to talk about expectation from everything I've experienced, what expectation has done to me. I am going to start from the fact that, in case you do not know, I was programmed, okay? I'm not saying you're programmed, because I always come here to scream and shout that you were programmed. No, this is me, okay? It's a me problem. Let's talk about me now. I was programmed, and for 27 years of my life, I was living life on a default, based on the things that was taught to me, things that was told to me, and things I learned growing up, and I used that in creating my life as an adult. And I lived my life for 27 years, and fuck it, I was living my life based on expectation. Now, those expectations fucked up my life, but guess what? It brought me here. Okay, so I felt like I had to go through that to come here, but I am just getting it right now that expectation was what led every choices that I made, that took me from every experiences I've had, good, bad, ugly, confused, depressed, druggy, everything. Expectation was what I had, and expectation, took me around those experiences. Now, what is expectation? Expectation, from my point of view, is the future results that we we want to happen. It's like we make up scenarios in our head, not just us, people, society, everybody have the expectation on us. But personally now, expectation is the results you want to see in the future. Expectation is the result. That's the best thing. It's the result you want to happen. It's the result that is meant to happen. It's the result that is supposed to happen, from either the choices you are making, or, from anything you're doing. Expectation is what you want to happen. Now, growing up, I didn't have expectation yet, because the only thing that I came into this world to do, that's what I thought while I was growing up. I thought as a kid, like, I just thought the world was like a play field. So as a child, I was playing, no expectation, but gradually I started growing, and the world started creating expectations for me. And that is when I now knew that, my parents were putting me through school because they expect me to grow up and get a job, and be able to pay them back for feeding me, for clothing me, for protecting me, for doing all those things. Even though I can't, let me know, they expect, every African parents expect that you do that. That's why they invest in you. Most African parents expect that, you take care of them while they are old, or, just they expect that because that is what was expected from them while they were growing up. So, like, that's the programming here, one of the programming, but let's not get into the program because it's deep. And I can't talk about it when I want to talk about expectation. So my parents expected that, and that's when I knew that, okay, now I have to be serious. Now I have to do this shit because now I have this responsibility, to go through school and get this fucking result and get a job. Okay, now I have that expectation. Now growing up now as a girl, I realized that the gender is different. Okay, when you're a guy, this is what you're expected to do. When you're a girl, this is what you're expected to do. Which every day I feel like the expectation on females is expanding. Like, people are daring themselves to be whatever they want to be. So the expectation is expanding. Now let's start from the expectation that we get as female here in Nigeria. Now you're expected to go through the educational system. That's when your parents are educated and they know the values of education. They put you through an educational system, and you're expected to go through that educational system and pick a career of their choice. I think parents that allow their children to pick what they want are few. My parents are part of those people. My dad, like, what do you want to be? He's going to support you. My mom, what do you want to be? She's going to support you. So, but anyways, here in Nigeria, you're expected to, as a female, a girl, you're expected to go through this educational system. You're expected to be like the best, or even not the best, but at least, come out with good grades. And once you go through the educational system, you're expected to get a job. And, get the job, then get a husband, and then get married, and then, like, get a husband, which is get married, and then give birth. That's the expectation. Like, that's like the general expectation. And then you're expected to be a Christian more than like a spiritual. Even, in fact, I'm going to give you guys a gist about something that happened to me. I pray I remember almost at the end of this video, but I'm going to give you a gist about something that happened to me when I was about to get married. But anyways, they expect you to be like, a spiritual, like, when I mean spiritual now, in the religious aspects, they call it the spiritual backbone of the home. Okay, they expect you to be that. They expect you to be the loyal one, the faithful one, the one that is not curious, the one that is loyal, home. Why did I say loyal twice? They just expect you to be like a certain kind of way, right? So this is I called was the expectation that they had on me. Like, okay, that's the expectation that my parents had for me. Now, I said my parents wanted me to pick whatever I want to be and be whatever I want to be, right? But then not outside education. Like, only education was where I had the freedom to, pick whatever I want to be and become it. Now, every other aspect, they wanted me to become what they expect me to become. They wanted me to be the daughter that they want me to be, just the way they have that expectancy in their head. I'm not sure my parents wanted me to have expectation of my own. I'm not sure they expected me to, either me or my siblings. I'm not sure they expected us to have any expectation of our own. Now, when society, when parents, when your environment, when people have expectation on the younger ones, they make it like, when you are even straying, somebody from the outside listening will be like, okay, why is your child this way? I don't know if you get, like, it was like a general expectation where parents, let's say the bloomers or the generation X, I don't know what they call the generation before, the millennials, had this expectation towards us millennials. And I'm not sure millennials have any expectation towards Gen Z, but we have expectation towards the world and towards our relationship and stuff. But I mean, like, towards Gen Z, we don't expect it to be a certain way, right? Because we knew what expectation did to us. Like, especially me, I know what expectation has done to me, and let's just be talking about it. So my parents wanted me to just be education, have your expectation and follow your expectation, but still the expectation in a way, which is go through the educational system and become what they want you to become, be what you want to be, my parents. But then religiously, no. Every other thing, no, because they are blindly following expectations too. And it's a programming. The program goes through generation, right? What their parents did to them, they did to us. What their parents did to their parents, like, it's like, so they expected me to be in a certain way, which they wanted, not to ask questions, not to think for myself, follow everything that the world has designed, because they followed, and their life is what it is. They now want you to. So now having that particular expectation on me, how did I feel? At first, I didn't know I was living my life based on expectation. I actually sometimes, then, I believed the expectation, even though sometimes I'll have questions. But then again, I would just come back to the programming and I would just follow the expectation. So I actually did not know I had expectation. I did not know that the world has put those things on me, and subconsciously I was getting those expectations. Now, how did I start knowing? 3 years back to this period, I have been doing some shadow work, and I started understanding that my life then was the way it was, even though it was shit. It was all happening based on the expectation that the world has put on me, and my parents are the enforcers of this. Oh my god, I can't believe I just said that. My parents were the police, like they were the ones there to make sure that they enforce these things on me. Okay, so they were like they did not know they were programmed to be those things, right? But they were like the enforcers. When I became, what will I say? When I became a little bit free to stay on my own, those expectations started fucking me up, because now I grew up with those voices in my head, and I grew up like my parents' voice, my teacher's voice, my religious leader's voice. Nah, my every adult that I have met then, like when I was growing up, boys, subconsciously I had those voices in my head. And when I became very free, like I left at the age of 20, left to stay in school, which is in Ghana. Those voices subconsciously fucked me up, because now I was living up to those voices' expectation, which wasn't my expectation, because I don't know what was happening. Like, trust me, I asked myself, what was I thinking? Well, I know that it's all a blessing, because without those experiences, I won't be here, okay? See, I talk too much and I move my hands. But without those things, I won't be here. So I'm not going to criticize my dark days. I'm not going to do that. I grew up having those expectations in my head. Now I'm in school, I'm free, and make choices. I make decisions based off of the expectations I'm having. Now I go into friendship, relationship, every ship that I hopped on, I had expectations. And now when those expectations don't work, I get disappointed and I get hurt. You get. So I'm in a relationship now. I expect my partner to be in a certain way, and my partner expects me to be a certain way. So most of the times you see girls pretend to be their partner's everything, just because they have a certain expectation and they are so wise enough to play the role to get their expectation come to pass. But I wasn't that person, so I was already programmed. So yeah, I had a certain expectation, and I was always expecting my partners to have those qualities, and when they don't, we start having problems. And yeah, it's just, and guess what, I don't leave these partners, I stay, because I don't know any better. Now religion did not teach me how to really like experience pure love. I'm working towards understanding what true love, like pure love, is. Now religion teaches you how to tolerate things, how to manage love, like how to see toxicity as love, okay? And I was programmed to see that. So when I see those things, it doesn't stop me from still, falling in love more with whoever I'm with, but it doesn't stop me from having expectation that makes them break my heart again and again and again and again. And it's like a hell. Oh my fucking god, how come we're not seeing this? Like, it's hell, because emotionally you're tormented, and that affects your physical reality, and you just keep repeating that cycle again and again and again and again. And it's not like it's by choice, it's all based off of programming. So yeah, I was always expecting that any partner I'm with would be my husband, not even minding if those people were like my type, like if they were truly something that I could actually endure for the rest of my life. But because I was taught in religion to manage, to take toxicity as love, to take little or nothing as love, I was expecting monsters to be my partner. Like, I'm not gonna say monsters, because if they were monsters, I was a monster too. So, but I was expecting people to be certain things that they were not. And now me having this expectation fucks up the relationship, fucks up, even me. Friendship to the same thing, expecting my friends to be loyal, expecting that they keep a certain secret, expecting that, just having this expectation towards friends, and when they fuck it up or when they don't go according to expectation, I get hurt. Okay? And it's not even on them, it's on me, because most of the time we're not meant to have expectation towards anybody but ourselves. But then we, take this expectation out on people, because society is already doing that on us. So now that society has oppressed us into wanting, like, taking expectation from it, we automatically become the oppressor too. Like, the oppressor becomes the oppressor. Yeah, it happens. So they oppress me, I oppress the next person, because now I have expectation, and when you don't do it, I start to judge, or I start to, criticize. all coming from expectation. Now, my life, that's how it went. Like, expectation made me go into a relationship I didn't want to go into. Thinking about it right now, but then I am still grateful it happened. Now, friendship too, the same thing. Even towards my parents, growing up, I started having expectation towards them because now I know that they're my parents, and they have to provide. You guys, like, I, even though I did not have that so much expectation towards them providing, because at one point I started working with them to provide for myself. So I started hustling at a very young age, where I get to provide for myself. So I didn't even have too much expectation towards them providing. Like, it was not even a problem when they don't provide, because I can't provide for myself. But then to protect me, to I didn't really have, yeah, expectation on them protecting me. But when my mom did so much of protecting them. But what else? Like, I had some expectation towards my parents, which, if you're in Nigeria here, you're going to admit that all the expectations we have towards African parents don't come true. Like, what the fuck are you to have expectation towards them? They did not dare to have expectation towards their parents. So what the fuck are you? You're going to do that to your children, right? That's what they do. But yeah, I had a little, but then no more. Most of it went into my relationship with people. Like, most of the expectation I started having went into my relationship with people. When I couldn't get most of the expectation, especially going towards the educational system, like going through the educational system and getting a job, it didn't work out. It really broke me. Okay, because in my heart, deep down, I knew that I really wanted to work. Deep down, like, I wanted to, because I've been hustling. It's not, I wasn't getting a job. I was like, what the fuck is happening? So it hurts me, expectation. And thank God I didn't get a job, because what they say, the thing I'm doing right here is the best thing that I could ever do. Like, this is so freeing, being able to create content. Like, I did not know I had that power. I didn't know I can, but yeah, let's not debate. So I didn't get the job, expectation broken, my heart was broken, and okay, I decided to focus those energy on getting a husband, which I had a relationship while I was in university, and when time came for that one to happen, it did not happen. I was broken. And immediately I left that relationship, I hopped on the next one as having that same expectation. And the person did not have that expectation towards me. The person wasn't going to make me his wife, thank God. But it was how people are able to manipulate other people, because now they know that these are the expectations that society wants from us. Now, especially men were using that thing. Men were using it to sleep with girls, and men were using it to do so many things to girls, defraud girls. Men were using it to do so much, especially here in Nigeria. Men use that to see that man thing, getting married, they use it to defraud so many women. And honey, it is all expectation. Okay, that is why people are falling trapped into these things. It's expectation that you have. And now people know this expectation, and people can exploit it. They can use it to make money from you. Religious leaders do that. Pastors, they do that. They exploit from their member because of expectation. You feel like your life is in delay. You feel like your life, there's a delay. You go meet your religious leader. Of course, he's going to affirm it, confirm it from you, and use it to get money from you. Say he's doing prayers, and you keep going through this cycle yearly without seeing it. They keep telling you that this person is holding you. This person is. You know what I know now, that nobody's late. Everybody's at the point where they are meant to be. Like, there's nothing like delay. It's like saying the power or the energy that controls this universe doesn't know what it's doing. Like, it's not limited. So there's nothing like delay. There is nothing. But expectation was why you have been through those things. Expectation is why pastors are making money. Pastors and people are even going into the business, because it's expectation. They know you have this expectation. They know you have this expectation, so they can exploit you, they can manipulate you, they can tell you whatever you want to hear, because they want to help you confirm the expectation, right? So I had that expectation, and thank God I wasn't even exploited. Like, I never allowed any religious leader to exploit me. I never allowed. But moving on, after that, after the relationship did not work and the next one did not work, I realized that I was having so much expectation towards relationship, and I needed to cut out expectation from relationship. And I started cutting down expectation that I was having towards even things, like having material things. Like, I started withdrawing myself from these things. I just wanted to realize what I was without this expectation. Like, without me looking how people were expecting me to look, or without me wearing what I always expect to wear, or be how I wanted to see what becomes of me. So I stopped having expectations towards relationship. So I stopped relationship in total, I stopped having expectation towards, having anything. I stopped having expectation towards anything. And that is when I started creating content because I was trying to grow my skills in what I was learning then. So in the process of growing my skills in what I was learning then, I started putting expectation in how I wanted my content to grow, reach people, to make money, because now that I don't have a husband, I don't have a job, I didn't know I was doing that subconsciously. I put all those expectations now on the content, wanting the content to be like my savior, like the content to pull me out of whatever poverty I was going through or whatever I was experiencing then, because I couldn't get a husband, I couldn't get a job, and all the expectation came into my content. First year into content creating, second year I wasn't getting money. I started becoming very patient. Now I was expecting my content to pull me out of whatever I was going to write, but guess what? The content creating created another aspect of myself that I started becoming very patient. I stopped having expectation, and now I started focusing more on doing things that make me feel free, like make me feel, passion, make me feel alive. I started doing things, and I started becoming very, very patient, and I got so patient where when I create anything, I create it towards what I have in my head, like not expecting it to be viral or not expecting it to do so well. I create it towards like, oh my fucking god, if I do this and do this and do this and do this, how is it gonna come out? It's gonna look. And I started working towards, just doing more of the things that make me be creative, just make me live freely through my creation. Like I express myself through whatever I'm creating, either content, whatever it is I'm making. And in doing that, it brought me to a point where I started realizing that expectation has been the problem all along, because as soon as I got free from expectation, even just from dropping one of expectation, I became very lighter. Okay, so the more I drop, the more free I become. And the whole process brought me to the point where when I realized that expectation was a problem, I slowed down very much, where I started focusing on bettering myself in every aspect I wanted to better myself, and not even thinking about any expectation towards life. I'm not even thinking about marrying right now. Okay, the next thing I'm thinking about right now is going to be how to become, a very confident talker, somebody that talks very well, and when I talk I'm able to communicate. I want to be good in that. Okay, that's the only expectation I'm having right now. I want to work towards, and I'm not even expecting, I'm working towards. Now when I have expectation, I work towards it. So I want to be somebody that creates content where people watch it and they're able to like feel something, relate to something, resonate to something, just live through my expression. Okay, and I'm not even looking at no other society expectation or any world expectation, even my parents' expectation. I no longer expect them to expect anything from me. In fact, I don't even think about them expecting anything from me, because right now, all the expectations that has been placed on me, subconsciously or consciously, I have caught. Okay, so when I do things now, when I create anything, when I'm doing things, I do them because I want to do them. Okay, I do them because I want to express myself, and whosoever has a problem with it, be it my parents, my siblings, friends, I don't fucking care. Okay, because now I'm not living by expectation no more. I'm not living by okay, nobody's doing that to me, honey. Okay, no. So it is really freeing to stop putting expectation on things. Trust me, your relationship will be better. Your relationship and interaction with people will be better. Now you no longer expect people to do any certain thing, anything. You just expect yourself to be a certain level of, be at a certain level of mindset, and it's just going to be like that. Nobody can interrupt that level of mindset. When you do anything or when you're involved in anything, you always go there as you. No expectation of, or no society expectation, or no anybody expectation towards you at that moment is going to interrupt you. Okay, so it's really freeing, really freeing to drop expectation. Okay, trust me. Welcome. So that is all I have to say about expectation. I had a friend come and I had to pause for the wall. I'm done. So let me know in the comment section if you want to see the process I followed in freeing myself from expectation. The process were not planned. Trust me, I didn't plan the process. It's not like I was trying to free myself and I created a plan. But then I remember the plan. I remember what I followed. It just makes sense right now because I followed a certain, like, it was just coming to me and I followed it, and I can share that particular information with you. So let me know in the comment section. And thank you for watching. I hope this video did not, how would I say it? I hope this was not what you're expecting, because I wasn't trying to create a video that you were expecting to see. So hope this was not your expectation, okay? But hope the video helped you. Like, share, subscribe, do those things, and I'll be seeing you guys on my next video. Bye.